morning student. This is Harshali teacher and today we are going to learn the remaining third part of the Let's March. Okay, so till now we have seen that Kailash Satyarthi went for the receiving the Nobel Peace Prize, and that time he is giving this speech, and on that occasion he is delivering this speech. So now till now we have seen that he is activist for the child labor, and he is taking out from that case children and make him to study or involve him to the education cycle. Okay, so 18 years ago millions of individuals marched across the globe and demanded a new international law for the abolitions of worst form of child labor, and it has happened. We did it, millions of individuals did it. Okay, so abolition means the action and the ending of a practice. Okay, then friends, we live in an age of rapid globalization, and we are connected to high speed internet. We exchange our goods and services in a single global market. Everybody know that Amazon, Flipkart, so many internet market is open for us, and we just place an order and the order come to our doorstep. Okay, so thousands of flights every day connect us from one corner to another. Okay, then but there is one serious disconnect, and there is a lack of compassion. What is the compassion? Compassion means the sympathetic pity and the concern for the suffering, those who are suffering from any problem. Let us inculcate and transform their individual compassion into a global compassion, because the children are the individual thing for the global, and that individual compassion, that individual suffering should be global, and so that everybody will join together and take out these children from the child labor. Mahatma Gandhi said, if we are to reach real practice, or we are to teach real peace in this world, we shall have to begin with the children, because everybody know that the child is in a cycle of a learning process, and whatever the things we want to teach them, the children can easily grasp and do it. They are imitating the elders also. So I humbly add, let us unite the world through the compassion for our children. So those who are suffering for the child labor, those who cannot take the education, for them we should be unitedly stand together and do some work for this kinds of children, those who are suffering from this, those who are not a part of education. I ask, not only education, but they cannot live their life regular child. I ask, what children are they who stitch footballs yet never played with one? Those who are stitching the football, those who are making the football, I don't think they have played this football once. Who children are they who harvest coke yet have never tasted the chocolate? Maybe the children, those who are harvest the coke, coke is the ingredients of the chocolate, but they have never tasted the chocolate maybe. Who children are they are dying of Ebola? Those Ebola means an infection and frequently fatal diseases marked by the fever and severe internal bleeding, though usually the normal doctor cannot be observed these kinds of diseases, and because of that they were dying. Who children are they who are kidnapped and held hostage? There are all our children. Maybe they are small, we don't know whose, but all these are the children are our children. We don't have to think that my child is safe, no, but it is not good. So all these children are our children. We have to do something for them, because it is a part of a society. I remember an 8-year-old girl we rescued from intergenerational forced labor from stone quarries. When she was sitting in my car right after her rescue, she asked me, why did you not come earlier? Because she was suffering too much in that laboring duty, and that time she asked one question to Mr. Satyarthi that why don't you come earlier? Her angry question still shakes me my mind, and has the power to shake the whole world, because whole world is also responsible for this type of behavior, strange behavior of a people. Her question is for all of us. What are we doing? What are we waiting for? How many girls will be allowed to go without rescue? Because this child is rescued from that kind of work, but how many girls are suffering just because of this? Children are questioning our inactions and watching our actions. Whatever we do, that the children are going to ask, and watching what action we do for it. Then we need a collective action with a sense of urgency. Every single minute matters, every single child matters, every single childhood also matters. Therefore, I challenge the passivity and pessimism surrounding our children. Passivity means the state of allowing what happens or what other do, and pessimism is a tendency to see the worst aspect of the things. Okay, so that all I would allow. I challenge this culture of a silence and this culture of passivity and culture of neutrality. Why we are so neutral that the things will come to our doorstep, and when it will come to our child, then you will be like this only neutral? No. I don't think so that we will be not that much neutral when the things come to our doorstep. I call upon all the governments, intergovernmental agencies, business, faith leader, worker, teachers, and even the NGO. NGO is a non-government organization, and each one of us to put an end to all forms of violence against the children, slavery, trafficking, child marriage, child labor, sexual abuse, and illiteracy. These things have no place in any civilized society, because still these things are visible in our society, and because of this all childhood is dismissed, destroyed. Friends, we can do this. Government must take child friendly policies and invest in education of young people. Business must be more responsible, accountable, and open to innovative the partnership. Accountable means those who are responsible. Intergovernment agencies must work together to accelerate the action. Accelerate means give more speed to this action. Global civil society must rise above the business as usual and fragmented agendas. Faith leaders and institutions and all of us must stand with our children. So we must be bold, we must be ambitious, and we must have the will. We must keep our promises that we are responsible for all these things, and now it is our duty to rescue those children, those who are involved in these kinds of business. Over 50 years ago, on the first day of my school, I met a cobbler boy my age sitting outside the gate of my school. I asked my teacher why he is working outside, why he is not with us in the school. My teacher had no answer. One day I gathered the courage to ask the boy's father. He said, "Sir, I have never thought about it. We were born for the work only. We are not born for to take education." His answer made me angry. It still makes me angry, because why his father, the cobbler boy's father, answered me like this? As a child, I had a vision of tomorrow, a vision of that cobbler boy sitting with me in my classroom. Now that tomorrow has become today, and I am today, and you are today, and today it is a time for every child to have a right to life, right to freedom, right to health, right to education, right to safety, right to dignity, right to equality, and right to peace. Today, beyond the darkness, I see the smiling faces of your children in the blinking stars. Today is everywhere of every ocean. I see my children are playing and dancing. Today, in every plant, in every tree and every mountain, I see our children growing freely with a dignity because they don't have a burden to do a job. Friends, I want you to see this today inside you, because until and unless each and every citizen will not think about this, the child will be not feel free. My dear sisters, brothers, and I said many interesting things are happening today. May I please request you to put your hands close to your heart. Close your eyes and feel the child inside you. See, if you feel that child inside you, that I would be that child, and what will happen if my child would have destroyed? I am sure you can now listen to that child and listen, please. Today, I see thousands of Mahatma Gandhis, Nelson Mandelas, and Martin Luther King calling on us. Let us democratize knowledge. Let us universalize justice. Together, let us globalize compassion. I call upon you in this room and all across the world. I call for a march for exploitation to education. I call for a march from poverty to shared prosperity, a march for slavery to liberty, and march for violence to peace. So let us march from ignorance to awakening. Let us march from darkness to light. Let us march from mortality to divinity. So let us march. So this is the lesson which is we should work together for destroying all these bad things which destroying the childhood of a children, because it is not good, because the children is the life, or the what we can say, the future of our country. And if we spoil the future of our country, our progress of country will be stopped, because the children are more active than our child maybe. So that is my humble request to everybody. Please come together and rescue this kind of childhoods who are involved in this bad businesses like child labor, trafficking, etc. etc. I hope all of you have understood the lesson and give hard work along with this video, and please check out the PDF for writing the hard works. Thank you students. Stay home, stay safe.